I wish to get right into it. It's probably the burning question. What are you responsible for in this course? Let's discuss what you need to be doing. Once you get through the orientation, what you're going to be referring to often is this daily schedule of the syllabus. And it's actually a tab here on the left. So if I click on that, it shows in an organized manner what your daily expectations are. And it's set up as if this class were meeting, say, twice a week. So you would have a lecture on a Tuesday and a lecture on a Thursday. And then once in a while you would have a quiz. And so this is a suggested schedule. The only thing that's definite in this daily schedule is the days of the quizzes, the deadlines for the quizzes. So this first deadline for the quiz 0, for this chapter 0, would be Thursday, the 21st of January, and you would have to complete those quizzes, the lab quiz and the lecture quiz, by midnight on that day, Thursday. Everything else, you can complete the work early if you wish. You don't have to do them on Tuesday and Thursday. It's just suggested as if it were a stand-up class on the college campus. And you could do the quizzes early as well. So the only thing you have to do is complete the quiz by the deadline date. So what information do I need to know for the quiz, and where do I get that information? Good question. Well, the whole information for the course is under content. And if we go to content, we get the information for each chapter of this course. And in this particular case, we're wishing to complete chapter 0. So we're going to look at the prologue here, chapter 0. And ultimately, we're going to want a copy of the questions. So here's our study questions for the prologue in the PDF file folder. And if we click on that, we have a bunch of study questions for this first chapter, and the quizzes are going to be taken from these study questions. So if you have the answers to these study questions, you will have the answers to the quizzes. Now the quizzes are timed, so you wish to actually know these answers pretty well before you take the quiz, because that would reduce the amount of time that you would have going back and forth. So you have to actually find the answers to these questions and learn the answers to these questions before you take the quiz. So here's a bunch of questions. We have true, false, some multiple choice questions. And as we go down, we have some fill in the blank questions, which actually get reorganized into a multiple choice questions on the quiz. And then some short answer essay questions. So your objective for every chapter is to find the answers to all these questions. Where are you going to find those answers? Let's go back. If we go into this chapter, first of all, we have lecture videos. And these lecture videos are the class videos that you would have for each classroom lecture. They are typically less than an hour and 15 minutes that you would have for a on-campus class, because they're devoid of student questions and interaction. So they're just basically the information that you need to know, and nothing more, nothing less. So this particular first video is 53 minutes, and if I click on that, it's currently a integrity video. That will change, and it'll be me showing my happy face talking about the slides and going through my lecture slides and progressing through and giving a lecture as I would to any on-campus class. All right, as we go back, so that would be the lecture. Copies of those lectures are in the PDF file folder. So here's the first lecture, and if I click on that PDF, I have a copy of the slides of everything that I go through in my lecture as we're going down through this. So there's information that I can gather from these notes, and information that will help me answer the study questions. So I wish to find those answers either by looking at the notes, watching the lectures, or both, reading the book, possibly starting a discussion. I can go in a discussion group and ask a question with the rest of the class, which would be monitored by me, the professor, to make sure that things don't go awry. Or Google a question or two. You might be able to find the answer on the internet. But that is your ultimate goal, is to find the answers to all these questions. You will not be given an answer key at any time for these question groups because you're supposed to do the work and you're supposed to investigate this. And if I give you an answer key, then that would circumvent the whole purpose of the course, watching lectures and studying and doing all that. So there won't be keys given. So you actually won't know whether your answers are correct. So the quizzes are actually testing you on how well you do your research and how well you retain the information. So they're doing both of those at the same time. But you have all the questions here, and you should be able to, through a concentrated effort, find the answers to all these questions. For instance, let's just say, take a look at this question number 3. The celestial sphere is divided into 88 modern constellations. Let's see if we can find the answer to that, whether it's true or false. I think it might be in the second prologue lecture. So as we go down through here, this second lecture, here's the answer. The celestial sphere is divided into 88 constellations. So, and there are 6,000 stars that are visible to the unaided eye on the darkest nights. So this is information given in the lecture notes, also given into the video lectures, and that would be the answer to that particular true-false question. So most of those answers are given in the lectures and in lecture notes. I may wish to consult the book to find other questions, answers to other questions. That should be almost everything I would need, but like I said, you could start a discussion, or you could Google a question and get your answers that way. So you complete that question sheet, the study questions for that chapter, and then study it, because the quizzes are timed. So you wish to know your information for the quiz. You don't really want to have your question sheet in front of you. You could do that, but because there's no one really monitoring what you're doing as you're taking the quiz. But it's timed, so you want to be able to do it rather quickly. And if you know the information on your question sheet, or just peruse it well before you take the quiz, then you will perform the quiz well within the guided time.